1. We're taking a look at a 1979 Chevrolet Silverado that's currently for sale on Facebook Marketplace. The seller has listed this classic square-body short-bed truck with an asking price of $7,500. According to the seller's description, this Silverado has been driven for 50,000 miles and is equipped with an automatic transmission. The exterior and interior of the truck are both finished in white, giving it a clean and classic look. The vehicle runs on gasoline and has had 3 or more owners over its lifetime. One important thing to note is that the seller mentions the truck runs and drives perfectly fine. While this is encouraging, it's always a good idea to thoroughly inspect any used vehicle before making a purchase, especially one that's over 40 years old. It's possible that there may be some wear and tear or minor issues that aren't mentioned in the ad. Despite its age, this 1979 Chevrolet Silverado could be a great project truck for someone looking to restore a classic or simply enjoy a vintage ride. The square body style is highly sought after among enthusiasts, and the short bed configuration adds to its appeal. As with any used vehicle purchase, be sure to ask the seller detailed questions, request more photos if needed, and consider bringing along a mechanic or knowledgeable friend to help assess the truck's condition before making a decision. All in all, if you're in the market for a classic Chevrolet Silverado and don't mind putting in some work to maintain or restore it, this 1979 model might be worth checking out. Just be sure to do your due diligence and negotiate a fair price based on the truck's actual condition. 2. We're featuring a 1979 Dodge Power Wagon that's up for grabs on Facebook Marketplace. This classic 4x4 long bed truck is being offered at $11,000, and it's quite the impressive machine. Under the hood, you'll find a beastly 440 V8 engine that's been enhanced with performance upgrades like headers and an Edelbrock 4-barrel carburetor. This combination delivers some serious power and torque, making this power wagon a force to be reckoned with. The truck comes equipped with a 727 Torque Flight automatic transmission, a 4x4 drivetrain with an NP203 transfer case and part-time kit, and a rear axle with 4.10 gears. It also features dual fuel tanks, which is a nice bonus for extended trips or long days on the job site. Now, let's talk about the condition. The exterior sports a two-tone blue paint job, and the seller notes that all the trim pieces are present. However, there is some rust on the bottom of the driver's side door, which is attributed to worn window weather stripping. It's important to take this into account when considering the overall value of the truck. Moving on to the interior, the seller mentions that it's in good condition. The air conditioning system has been converted to R134A refrigerant, but it does require a sensor replacement. Fortunately, the seller includes the necessary sensor with the truck. This 1979 Dodge Power Wagon is located in Utopia, TX. So if you're in the area and looking for a classic 4x4 with plenty of character and power, it might be worth checking out. Just be sure to thoroughly inspect the truck in person and take the rust issue into consideration when negotiating the price. As always, we recommend bringing along a knowledgeable friend or mechanic to help assess the vehicle's condition before making a final decision. With a little TLC and some elbow grease, this Power Wagon could be a real gem for the right buyer. 3. We're taking a closer look at a 1959 Ford F100 custom cab short bed that's currently listed on Facebook Marketplace for $16,500. This classic truck has a lot of character and some interesting modifications, but it also comes with a few quirks that potential buyers should be aware of. Under the hood, you'll find the original 292 Y-block engine, which is paired with a 3-speed manual transmission, often referred to as 3 on the tree. The seller has made some performance upgrades, including a Pertronic-style ignition coil, Reds headers, and a Quick Fuel Slayer 450 CFM carburetor. The fuel tank has been relocated between the frame rails and is connected with PTFE braided fuel lines. The truck has been lowered using a SIDS front drop axle and rear hanger relocation kit, along with Posey's front springs and Monroe shocks. The headlamps have been updated to LED units, and new sun visors and arms have been installed. Now let's address some of the quirks and potential issues. The seller mentions that the truck needs suspension work and the seat is not yet mounted to the floor. Being an old truck, it lacks modern conveniences like power brakes, power steering, and air conditioning. The seller also notes that there is rust in the typical areas for these trucks, which is something to keep in mind if you're not into the rat rod look. The truck has a home paint job done by the previous owner, which may not be to everyone's taste. The factory radio is present but not wired, and the custom bench seat and new carpet floor trim are not yet installed. The seller is still working on the seat frame mount to use with the factory legs. On the plus side, the truck comes with a clean Texas title in the seller's name. It's important to note that the seller is asking for cash only and is not interested in trades. As with any classic vehicle purchase, we recommend thoroughly inspecting the truck in person, taking it for a test drive, and having a mechanic assess its condition before making a decision. While this 1959 Ford F-100 has a lot of potential, it's crucial to understand the extent of the work it needs and factor that into your budget and restoration plans. 4. We're checking out a 1984 Ford F-150 that's up for sale on Facebook Marketplace. The seller has listed this single cab pickup with an asking price of $6,500. Under the hood, you'll find a 6-liter engine paired with a 3-speed manual transmission. The seller mentions that both the motor and transmission are running well, which is a good sign for a truck of this age. The exterior of the truck is finished in a beige color, and the interior is also beige. It's important to note that the seller describes this F-150 as a good project truck, indicating that it may need some work to get it into top shape. One thing to keep in mind is that the seller mentions the truck has minor rust. While they don't go into detail about the extent or location of the rust, it's something that potential buyers should definitely investigate further. Rust can be a major issue in older vehicles, and it's crucial to understand how much work and money it might take to address it properly. On the plus side, the truck comes with a clean title, which is always a good thing when purchasing a used vehicle. It helps to ensure that there are no hidden issues with ownership or legal status. As with any used vehicle purchase, especially one that's being sold as a project, it's important to thoroughly inspect the truck in person before making a decision. Take a close look at the extent of the rust, check for any other potential mechanical issues, and take it for a test drive to see how it performs. If you're handy with tools and don't mind putting in some work to restore or improve this 1984 Ford F-150, it could be a fun project at a relatively affordable price. Just be sure to factor in the potential costs of addressing the rust and any other issues that may arise during the restoration process. In summary, this single-cab 1984 Ford F-150 with a 6-liter engine and manual transmission could be a solid project truck for the right buyer. Just be sure to do your due diligence, inspect it thoroughly, and be prepared to put in some work to get it into the condition you desire. 5. We're taking a look at a unique find on Facebook Marketplace. A 1985 Chevrolet Military Blazer. The seller has listed this rugged SUV with an asking price of $4,500 or best offer. According to the seller, this Blazer has been driven for 15,000 miles and is equipped with a 6.2-liter Detroit diesel engine paired with a turbo 400 automatic transmission. The combination of the diesel engine and the sturdy military spec construction makes this Blazer a compelling choice for off-road enthusiasts or collectors of military vehicles. The exterior of the Blazer is finished in a tan color, while the interior sports a black color scheme. The seller mentions that the vehicle comes with new tires, which is a nice bonus considering the age and intended use of this SUV. One important thing to note is that the seller doesn't provide much detail about the overall condition of the Blazer. While they state that it runs and drives, it's crucial for potential buyers to thoroughly inspect the vehicle in person to assess its mechanical condition, rust, and any other potential issues that may need addressing. The seller also mentions that they have the top for the Blazer, which is good news for those who want the option of a covered cargo area or protection from the elements. As with any used vehicle purchase, especially one that's over 35 years old, it's important to do your due diligence. Ask the seller detailed questions about the Blazer's history, maintenance records, and any known issues. If possible, bring along a mechanic or someone knowledgeable about diesel engines and military vehicles to help assess its condition. If you're in the market for a unique off-road capable SUV with a military pedigree, this 1985 Chevrolet Military Blazer might be worth checking out. Just be sure to thoroughly inspect it and negotiate a fair price based on its actual condition. 6. We're featuring a 1982 GMC 1500 that's currently for sale on Facebook Marketplace. The seller has listed this classic pickup truck with an asking price of $14,500, but they mention that the price is negotiable and they are open to offers. According to the seller, this GMC 1500 has been driven for 65,000 miles, which is relatively low for a vehicle of this age. It's equipped with an automatic transmission, making it a convenient choice for those who prefer not to shift gears manually. The exterior of the truck is finished in a blue color, and the interior also sports a matching blue color scheme. The seller doesn't provide much detail about the condition of the paint or interior, so it's important for potential buyers to request more information and photos to get a better sense of the truck's overall appearance. One thing to note is that the seller's description is quite brief and doesn't offer many specifics about the truck's mechanical condition or any recent maintenance or upgrades. They simply state that the truck is pulling very well, which suggests that it's in good running condition. However, as with any used vehicle purchase, especially one that's nearly 40 years old, it's crucial to thoroughly inspect the truck in person before making a decision. Ask the seller for more details about the truck's history, maintenance records, and any known issues. If possible, bring along a mechanic or someone knowledgeable about classic trucks to help assess its condition. It's also worth considering that the asking price of $14,500 seems a bit high for a 1982 GMC 1500 without more information about its condition and any special features or upgrades. The seller's willingness to negotiate and accept offers is a good sign, but be sure to do your research and compare prices of similar trucks in your area to ensure you're getting a fair deal. 7. We're taking a closer look at a 1984 Chevrolet 1500 Silverado that's currently listed on Facebook Marketplace. The seller has this classic pickup truck up for sale at a price of $8,500, but there are some important things to consider before making an offer. According to the seller, this Silverado has been driven for 100,000 miles and is equipped with an automatic transmission. The exterior of the truck is finished in a red color, but the seller doesn't provide any information about the interior color or condition. Now here's where things get a bit concerning. The seller mentions that the truck has a timing issue, and as a result, they have lost interest in the vehicle. This suggests that the truck may require significant mechanical work to get it running properly again. Furthermore, the seller states that the truck will need to be pulled out since it currently does not start. This means that potential buyers will need to arrange for towing or transport to get the vehicle to their location, which can add to the overall cost of the purchase. Given the mechanical issues and the fact that the truck is not currently running, the asking price of $8,500 seems quite high. It's important for potential buyers to factor in the cost of repairs, which could be substantial depending on the extent of the timing issue and any other problems that may be present. In summary, while this 1984 Chevrolet 1500 Silverado may have potential as a project truck for the right buyer, the mechanical issues and non-running status make it a risky purchase at the current asking price. Be sure to do your due diligence and carefully consider the costs and work involved before making a decision. 8. We're taking a look at a classic 1950 Ford F-1 pickup truck that's currently for sale on Facebook Marketplace. The seller has listed this vintage beauty with an asking price of $20,000, and it's located in Midland, Texas. Under the hood, you'll find a flathead V8 engine, which is a true icon of the era. The engine is paired with a 4-speed manual transmission, giving the driver a classic driving experience. The seller mentions that the truck has been driven for just 2,000 miles, which is incredibly low for a vehicle that's over 70 years old. However, it's important to note that the actual mileage may be higher, as odometers were not always accurate or reset during this time period. The exterior of the truck is finished in a stunning blue color, and the interior also sports a matching blue color scheme. The seller doesn't provide much detail about the condition of the paint or interior, so it's crucial for potential buyers to request more information and photos to get a better sense of the truck's overall appearance and condition. One thing to keep in mind is that the seller's description is quite brief and doesn't offer many specifics about the truck's mechanical condition, any recent maintenance, or upgrades. It's essential for potential buyers to ask the seller for more details about the truck's history, maintenance records, and any known issues. If possible, arrange for an in-person inspection and bring along a mechanic or someone knowledgeable about classic trucks to help assess its condition. Given the age of the truck and the potential for hidden issues, the asking price of $20,000 seems a bit high without more information about its condition and any special features or upgrades. However, the rarity and desirability of a 1950 Ford F1 in good condition could justify the price for the right buyer. It's also worth noting that the seller specifically mentions no trades, indicating that they are only interested in a cash sale. 9. We're taking a closer look at a 1970 Chevrolet C10 pickup truck that's currently listed on Facebook Marketplace. The seller has this project truck up for sale at a price of $8,000, but there are some important things to consider before making an offer. First, let's talk about the positives. The truck is equipped with a 454 engine that has forged internals, which suggests that it's built for performance. It also has a 9-inch differential and a 350 transmission with a 3800 stall converter, which are desirable upgrades for those looking to build a high-performance truck. The exterior of the truck is finished in a red color, but the seller doesn't provide any information about the interior color or condition. Now, here's where things get a bit concerning. The seller mentions that the truck is missing several key components, including the drive shaft, fuel tank, fuel lines, carburetor, and brakes. This means that the truck is not currently in running condition and will require significant work to get it back on the road. Given the missing components and the fact that the truck is a project, the asking price of $8,000 seems a bit high. It's important for potential buyers to factor in the cost of the missing parts and the labor required to install them, which could add several $1,000s to the overall cost of the build. As always, we recommend thoroughly inspecting the vehicle in person before making a purchase. In this case, it's crucial to assess the condition of the existing components, such as the engine, transmission, and differential, to ensure that they are in good working order. If you're an experienced mechanic or have a solid understanding of the potential costs and work involved in completing this project, the 1970 Chevrolet C10 could be a great starting point for a high-performance build. However, if you're not prepared to invest significant time and money into the project, it might be best to pass on this particular listing. 10. We're featuring a 1963 Chevrolet C10 pickup truck that's currently for sale on Facebook Marketplace. The seller has listed this classic short bed single cab with an asking price of $15,000. According to the seller, this C10 has been driven for 63,000 miles, which is relatively low for a vehicle that's nearly 60 years old. However, it's important to keep in mind that the actual mileage may be higher, as odometers were not always accurate or reset during this time period. Under the hood, you'll find a 350 V8 engine, which is a popular choice for these classic trucks. The engine is paired with an automatic transmission, making it a convenient and easy-to-drive option. The seller also mentions that the truck has been upgraded with disc brakes, rack and pinion power steering, and power brakes, which are all desirable modern conveniences. The exterior of the truck is finished in a sleek gray color, while the interior sports a black color scheme. The seller doesn't provide much detail about the condition of the paint or interior, so it's important for potential buyers to request more information and photos to get a better sense of the truck's overall appearance and condition. One notable feature is that the truck has been lowered, giving it a more aggressive and stylish stance. This modification may appeal to those who appreciate a custom look, but it's important to consider how it may affect the truck's ride quality and practicality. The seller states that the truck runs N-Drive great, which is encouraging. However, as with any classic vehicle, it's crucial to thoroughly inspect the truck in person and, if possible, have a mechanic or someone knowledgeable about these trucks assess its condition. Ask the seller for more details about the truck's history, maintenance records, and any known issues. Given the age of the truck and the modifications made, The asking price of $15,000 seems reasonable if the vehicle is indeed in good condition. However, it's always a good idea to compare prices of similar trucks in your area to ensure you're getting a fair deal. 11. We're taking a look at a 1977 Chevrolet 1500 short bed pickup truck that's currently for sale on Facebook Marketplace. The seller has listed this project truck with an asking price of $2,500 without the current wheels or $3,500 with the current wheels. According to the seller, this truck has been driven for 200,000 miles, which is quite significant for a vehicle that's over 45 years old. It's important to keep in mind that high mileage can lead to increased wear and tear on various components. The exterior of the truck is finished in a black color, but the seller doesn't provide any information about the interior color or condition. Potential buyers should definitely request more photos and details about the interior to assess its overall state. Now let's address some of the issues mentioned by the seller. They state that the truck runs and drives, which is a good starting point. However, they also mention that it could use a carburetor rebuild, suggesting that the engine may not be running at its best. Furthermore, the seller notes that the truck needs rockers and cab corners, which indicates the presence of rust or damage in these areas. Rust repair can be a significant undertaking, both in terms of time and money, so it's crucial to assess the extent of the damage before making a purchase decision. On a positive note, the seller mentions that the truck has new head and intake gaskets, which suggests that some recent maintenance work has been performed on the engine. The truck comes with a clean title, which is always a good thing when purchasing a used vehicle. It helps to ensure that there are no hidden issues with ownership or legal status. Given the age, mileage, and mentioned issues, the asking price of $2,500 without the current wheels seems reasonable for a project truck. However, potential buyers should factor in the cost of the carburetor rebuild, rust repair, and any other necessary work when considering their budget. 12. We're featuring a stunning 1984 Chevrolet Silverado C10 short wheelbase pickup truck that's currently for sale on Facebook Marketplace. The seller has listed this head-turning classic with an asking price of $25,000. According to the seller, this Silverado has been driven for 94,113 miles, which is relatively low for a truck that's nearly 40 years old. The exterior is finished in a vibrant red color, while the interior sports a sleek black color scheme. Under the hood, you'll find an all-aluminum LS engine, which is a modern and powerful upgrade from the original power plant. The engine is paired with a 4L80E automatic transmission, ensuring smooth and reliable shifts. The truck also features a $3 exhaust system, adding to its performance and overall presence. The seller mentions that this is a factory original short wheelbase truck, which is a desirable feature among collectors and enthusiasts. It sits on a brand new set of US Mags chrome staggered 2208.5 and 24x10 Desperado wheels, giving it an aggressive and stylish stance. The truck has been lowered 5 to 7 inches with new coil springs, spindles, rear shocks, and a flip kit, providing a sleek and modern look while still maintaining its classic lines. It's important to note that the truck is not C-notched, which may affect the ride quality and clearance. Inside, the truck features power windows and locks, adding modern convenience to this classic ride. The seller states that this is an excellent driver quality truck, suggesting that it's in good mechanical condition and ready to be enjoyed on the road. They also mention that the truck has a clean title in their name, which is always a good sign when purchasing a used vehicle. One thing to keep in mind is that the air conditioning system needs lines and a compressor, which is something to consider if you plan on using the truck in hot weather. 13. We're taking a closer look at a 1983 Ford Bronco that's currently up for sale with an asking price of $19,500. According to the seller's description, this Bronco has a new motor with only 2,000 miles on it. It's equipped with an automatic transmission and features a blue exterior and interior. The seller also mentions that the vehicle has been undercoated and has no rust, suggesting it's in great shape overall. One notable aspect is the exterior bed liner, which provides added protection and durability to the Bronco's body. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful V8 351 engine, ensuring plenty of performance for both on- and off-road adventures. It's important to note that while the seller claims the Bronco is in great condition, it's always wise to inspect the vehicle in person and, if possible, have a mechanic take a look before making a purchase. This will help ensure that the Bronco lives up to its description and meets your expectations. Overall, this 1983 Ford Bronco seems to be a solid choice for anyone in the market for a classic SUV with a new motor and a clean, rust-free body. The asking price of $19,500 may be a bit steep for some buyers, but it's not uncommon for well-maintained classic vehicles to command a premium. As always, be sure to do your due diligence and gather as much information as possible before making a decision. If this Bronco checks all the right boxes for you, it could be a great addition to your garage. 14. We're diving into the details of a 1982 GMC 1500 that's currently listed for sale at $14,500. First off, let's talk about the mileage. This truck has been driven for 65,000 miles, which is relatively low for a vehicle of its age. The seller mentions that everything works very well, indicating that the truck has been well maintained throughout its life. The GMC 1500 comes equipped with an automatic transmission, making it a breeze to drive. The exterior and interior both sport a classic blue color scheme, giving it a timeless and attractive look. Under the hood, you'll find a gasoline-powered engine, providing reliable performance for your daily drives or work-related tasks. One important aspect to note is that the vehicle is paid off and comes with a clean title. This means you won't have to worry about any outstanding financial obligations or legal issues when making the purchase. The seller also explicitly states that the vehicle has no significant damage or problems. While this is encouraging, it's always a good idea to inspect the truck in person and, if possible, have a trusted mechanic take a look to confirm its condition. In terms of pricing, the seller is asking $14,500, but does mention that the price is negotiable and they are open to offers. This flexibility could work in favor of potential buyers looking to score a good deal on a classic truck. Overall, this 1982 GMC 1500 appears to be a solid choice for anyone in the market for a vintage truck with low mileage and a clean bill of health. As with any used vehicle purchase, be sure to gather as much information as possible and trust your instincts before making a decision. 15. We're taking a closer look at a stunning 1972 Chevrolet Classic C10 that's currently up for sale on Facebook Marketplace. The seller is asking $21,100 for this beauty. So let's dive into the details to see what makes it special. First and foremost, this C10 is a factory short bed model, which is highly sought after by collectors and enthusiasts. It's powered by a 250 six-cylinder engine that the seller reports runs well, with new gaskets and seals keeping everything clean and dry. The truck features an automatic TH350 transmission, making it a breeze to drive and enjoy. The exterior is finished in a beautiful blue color that has been matched to the original paint, giving it a fresh and authentic look. The seller also mentions that new bumpers, lights, and a grille have been installed, adding to the truck's overall appeal. One important aspect to note is that this C10 had previous rust in the typical places, such as the cab corners and inner and outer rockers. However, the seller emphasizes that these areas were meticulously replaced, ensuring the truck's structural integrity. The interior of the truck is also blue, creating a cohesive and classic look inside and out. With 97,200 miles on the odometer, this C10 has been around the block a few times but still has plenty of life left in it. The seller mentions that the vehicle is paid off and comes with a clean title, which is always a plus when purchasing a classic vehicle. They also state that the truck has no significant damage or problems, giving potential buyers peace of mind. While the asking price of $21,100 may seem a bit high at first glance, it's important to consider the work that has gone into restoring and maintaining this classic truck. The seller appears to have been thorough in addressing any issues and ensuring that the C10 is in top shape. 16. We're diving into the details of a stunning 1968 Chevrolet C10 long bed that's currently listed for sale on Facebook Marketplace. The seller is asking $27,000 for this beauty, so let's take a closer look at what makes it special. First off, let's talk about the heart of this beast. The C10 has recently undergone an engine update, now sporting a 350 engine with 400 heads and a roller cam. This powerful combination is sure to provide an exhilarating driving experience. The 3-speed Turbo 350 transmission has also been recently rebuilt, ensuring smooth and reliable shifts. The seller mentions that the truck has undergone a frame-off rebuild, which is a testament to the level of care and attention to detail put into this project. The rebuild includes the addition of front disc brakes and a lowering kit, enhancing both the truck's performance and stance. With less than 1,000 miles on the rebuild, this C10 is practically brand new. Moving on to the exterior, the truck features a stunning red paint job that cost a whopping $12,000. The PVD chrome rims and Mickey Thompson tires complete the aggressive and stylish look, making this C10 a true head-turner. Inside the cabin, you'll find custom upholstery that adds a touch of luxury and comfort. The old-style stereo has been updated with Bluetooth functionality, allowing you to enjoy your favorite tunes while cruising down the road. It's worth noting that the truck does not have air conditioning, which may be a consideration for some buyers. One unique feature of this C10 is the custom wooden bed, which adds a touch of rustic charm and sets it apart from other classic trucks on the market. The seller is upfront about the amount of money invested in this project, stating that they have put in $55,000. While the asking price of $27,000 may seem high, it's important to consider the extensive work and high-quality components that have gone into this rebuild. As with any vehicle purchase, it's always a good idea to inspect the truck in person and, if possible, have a trusted mechanic take a look to confirm its condition. The seller mentions no tire kickers, indicating that they are serious about finding a buyer who appreciates the value of this classic truck. 17. We're taking a closer look at a classic beauty, a 1972 Chevrolet 1500 that's currently up for sale on Facebook Marketplace. This truck is a real head-turner with its vibrant yellow exterior and sleek black interior. It's been driven just 30,000 miles and comes with an automatic transmission, making it a smooth ride for any driver. Now, I want to be completely honest with you. The seller hasn't mentioned anything about the truck's condition, so we can assume it's in good shape given the low mileage. However, it's always a good idea to inspect the vehicle in person and ask for more details before making a purchase. The seller seems to be quite attached to this truck, calling it their daily driver and dream truck. They're putting it up for sale to see what kind of offers they can get, but they're not in a rush to let it go unless the price is right. It sounds like this truck has been a reliable and cherished companion for the seller, which is always a good sign. Interestingly, the seller is open to trades, but only for a Corvette or a 2004-2005 Cadillac CTS-V. They're looking for something different after having their fun with this classic Chevy. So, if you happen to have one of those vehicles and are interested in trading, this could be your chance. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful 350 5.7-liter engine, which is sure to provide plenty of power for your daily drives or weekend adventures. Overall, this 1972 Chevrolet 1500 seems like a solid vehicle with a lot of character. If you're in the market for a classic truck with low mileage and a unique story, this could be the one for you. Just remember to do your due diligence, ask questions, and maybe even consider a trade if you have the right vehicle. Happy shopping, and stay tuned for more car finds on Facebook Marketplace. 18. We've got a real treat for you, a beautifully restored 1958 Chevrolet Apache that's up for grabs on Facebook Marketplace. This truck is a true gem, and the seller has put a lot of love and care into bringing it back to its former glory. First off, let's talk about that stunning exterior. The custom black cherry pearl paint job is absolutely breathtaking. The seller mentions that the pictures make it look purple, but in person, it's a rich metallic red that's sure to turn heads wherever you go. And with no rust and nothing cut, chopped, or altered from the cab or frame, you know this truck is as solid as they come. Under the hood, you'll find the original restored 235 CI 6-cylinder motor, which is paired with a 3-speed manual transmission on the column. The seller notes that the truck drives and shifts excellently, so you can expect a smooth and enjoyable ride. Plus, with a new carburetor and air cleaner, you can trust that this engine is running like a top. Inside the cab, you'll be greeted by a beautifully reupholstered red and black bench seat that looks absolutely stunning against the new red carpet. And with manual steering and brakes, you'll get to experience the true feel of driving a classic truck. But the seller didn't stop there. They've also added a ton of new components to ensure that this truck is as reliable as it is beautiful. We're talking new tires and wheels, brakes, shocks, battery, fuel sending unit, fuel filter, voltage regulator, LED parking and tail lights, light switch, door lock, and front and rear chrome bumpers. It's clear that no expense was spared in bringing this Apache back to life. Now, I want to be completely honest with you. The seller hasn't mentioned anything about the truck's overall condition. However, given the extensive restoration work and new components, it's safe to assume that this truck is in excellent shape. Of course, as with any vehicle purchase, it's always a good idea to inspect it in person and ask any questions you may have before making a decision. 19. We're taking a closer look at a 1976 Ford F-250 that's currently up for sale on Facebook Marketplace. This classic truck has been driven just 70,000 miles and comes with an automatic transmission, making it a solid choice for anyone in the market for a vintage workhorse. Now, I want to be completely transparent with you. The seller has mentioned that the truck is currently not running due to some carburetor issues. They purchased a new carburetor on eBay, but unfortunately, it arrived faulty, and they missed the return window. The cost to replace the carburetor is around $75 plus labor, so keep that in mind if you're considering this truck. Despite the carburetor issue, the seller has done some work on the truck, including replacing the brakes and brake lines. They also mentioned that they've only added about 200 miles to the truck in the last 2 years, using it primarily for occasional trips to the grocery store. It's clear that this truck hasn't been a daily driver, which could be a good thing for its overall condition. One interesting thing to note is that the truck has a 1977 engine from the same model, specifically a 400 CID engine from the 300 BF11M 400 EGR family. This could be a plus for anyone looking for a bit more power under the hood. The truck also features a dual gas tank setup, with both the main and auxiliary tanks functioning properly. This is a great feature for those who need to cover long distances without stopping for fuel. Aesthetically, the truck has a brown exterior, though the seller hasn't mentioned the color of the interior. The pictures provided should give you a good idea of the truck's overall appearance. Now, the seller is asking $8,000 for this 1976 Ford F-250. While it's not currently in running condition, it could be a great project for someone with the time and mechanical know-how to get it back on the road. Plus, with the low mileage and the work that's already been done, it could be a solid investment for the right buyer. 20. We've got a real treat for you. A 1972 Chevrolet Blazer that's currently up for grabs on Facebook Marketplace. This classic SUV has been driven just 10,000 miles and comes with an automatic transmission, making it a great choice for anyone looking for a vintage 4x4 that's ready to hit the trails. First off, let's talk about the condition of this Blazer. The seller hasn't mentioned any significant damage or problems, which is always a good sign. Plus, with a clean title and just 10,000 miles on the odometer, it's safe to assume that this Blazer has been well cared for over the years. Under the hood, you'll find a numbers-matching 350 engine paired with a 350 transmission. This is a classic Chevy powertrain that's known for its reliability and power, so you can trust that this Blazer has plenty of grunt to tackle any terrain. But the seller didn't stop there. They've also made a ton of upgrades to ensure that this Blazer is as capable as it is cool. We're talking a new frame, new springs, new shocks, and new brakes, just to name a few. It's clear that a lot of time and effort has gone into making this Blazer the ultimate off-road machine. Aesthetically, this Blazer is a real head-turner. The burgundy exterior and interior give it a classic, understated look that's sure to turn heads wherever you go. And with a 4x4 drivetrain, you know this Blazer is ready to take on any adventure you can throw at it. Now, I want to be completely honest with you. The seller hasn't gone into a ton of detail about all the upgrades and modifications they've made. They simply say that there's too much to list. While this could be seen as a red flag for some buyers, I think it's actually a testament to just how much work has gone into this Blazer. The seller clearly has a passion for this vehicle and has spared no expense in making it the best it can be. Of course, as with any vehicle purchase, it's always a good idea to inspect it in person and ask any questions you may have before making a decision. But if you're in the market for a classic Chevy Blazer that's been thoroughly upgraded and is ready to hit the trails, this one is definitely worth checking out.